Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome to VED by Karaclan and Fulqrum Publishing. A very high-effort visual novel with full voice acting and RPG battle mechanics. You know, it's been really hard to impress me with visual novels ever since Black Tabby hit the scene with games like Scarlet Hollow and Slay the Princess. But VED definitely raised an eyebrow. It has a very striking visual style, full voice acting, which is no small feat in any game, let alone a visual novel. And while there is definitely some jank, I was impressed enough with the demo that I figured it was worth sharing with the raiders and rank-and-file viewers. So, you know, as per usual, let's hop on in, we'll run through it, kick the tires, so to speak, share some final thoughts, and who knows, maybe you'll have a new game to add to your wish list. Here we go. Yes, and it is worth noting here the game does use autosaves, so that may be a deal breaker for some.
It's all so vivid, as if this world is way more real than the real one.
Also, because this is a demo, I think they skip the cinematic intro, so we're just kind of straight into it.
Wait, how did I end up here? There was a fire, and the neighbor kid. I must have fainted. And now I'm back here, in a Technicolor dream.
But, you know, they give us enough to get the general gist. Kind of an isekai situation with a very Jim Henson Dark Crystal aesthetic. And I've got to say, I do love the look, but I am a child of the 80s.
A whisper is louder than screams, and oblivion is sweeter than heavenly trumpets. No, don't give up. Remember, you're a warrior with an iron will, breaking down walls for a noble cause. Wait, he's bound to come. He will come. Yes, you will see. If only he turned up now, I'd clamor with joy. At last! I've been waiting for you for ages, Cyrus from Kamara. Alas, he's not here. And who knows how many more years I'll have to wait before meeting him.
Voice acting's not bad. They could stand to have a brief beat between each line, though. Pace it out a little more naturally.
Who are you? And what are you doing in my head?
I am justice. I am the balance that wards off disasters. I am the spirit leading you into battle and on to victory.
So which one are you? Balance or spirit?
An artifact. Isn't it obvious?
Very informative.
What power? What energy? Wait. So you're Cyrus? Cyrus from Kamara?
I'm he. So now what?
Now, on to victories! Great feasts! Fate has finally brought us together. From now on, we're brothers. I am your conduit to beyond, and you're my guide through the human world. Cyrus from Kamara is a master for life, a custodian unto death.
Oof, Justice. Haven't much cared for that guy since he ruined Anders back in Dragon Age 2. You know who needs justice? Sir Pounce-a-Lot.
Hey Cyrus, are you ready?
Ready for what?
For battle! Haven't you fought in a war before?
Yeah, sure. In a war for survival, do playground tussles count?
Close enough.
Is that sarcasm? Got any advice for me?
Just hold on tight for now, and bit by bit, you'll get a hang of it.
Facial animations are a bit weird. Kind of an uncanny valley effect there, but really, I mean, that feels like a pretty minor quibble. Especially considering your average visual novel is completely static images, even my beloved Scarlet Hollow. You know, likewise, the voice lines could use a bit of work. It does sound like a number of them are sort of first takes they just kind of decided to roll with. Could definitely stand to have a bit more emotion in those deliveries. But again, you know, fairly minor quibble in the grand scheme of things. Okay, so we now have our combat hotbar, and I will say, the first time I came across this thing, it was very confusing. But essentially, it's a 4-lane battler. The combat is static, but also very position-based. It's kind of hard to explain without actually saying it, so let's just roll on in. What's up, Deadwood? Alright, so see which ability the enemy plans to use. They are going to use Left Branch Strike, deals 5 to 10 damage points, and moves the hero to the left. This enemy, Blockhead, also has the Rampage passive. He gains a combat buff if we chop off his arm. Though chopping off his arm would foil his current attack, and also limit his options until he can grow it back. So, you know, it's a trade-off. That said, for now they're instructing us to use a leftward strike to move out of the active attack zone, marked as you can see just below our feet. So we'll just do that. I will note though, this does not automatically dodge the attack, it simply reduces his chances to hit. The farther you get from those active attack zones, the lower the chance of it hitting. But it is still ultimately RNG. Alright. Well, we landed our hit, but it also lucked out and landed a hit in return. We now have 2 action points to play with. So it is instructing us to use our Breach attack. That's a slightly heavier magic-based attack, which will also apply a debuff to the enemy, as well as moving us 1 zone to the right. Attack landed, debuff applied, but the enemy has now grown an additional appendage. It's now giving us a bit more freedom, though note it is, however, advising we hack off those limbs. So let's whittle this guy down to size. Two AP left. And left paw down. Though as per his passive, the enemy is now furious, so we do not want to end our turn directly in front of him. Nice, nice. Alright, let's branch off to the right. Oh, okay. I was really hoping that would take it off. Also, left paw back in play. Oof, so close. Now, an area attack to finish. Lovely. And we're done. Blockhead stumped. Which nets us 100 energy, a mysterious new resource. Plus access to a freaking new friend.
Right in time.
Happy to oblige.
Wait, and where's the spirit? Usually, once the body is destroyed, the spirit should have remained here. But now it's nowhere to be found. As if you've absorbed its energy and set it free.
No idea what you're talking about.
I have to show you to my grandfather. do you mind teleporting us out to that glowing twig?
He asked, as if that were a perfectly normal thing. Which, who knows, maybe it is in this world of floating islands and treacherous trees. Also, again, some major Jim Henson vibes here. I know this guy's supposed to be cute, but I am honestly more unsettled than anything else. Oh, and that's a nightmare. Still love it, though. All right, let's chat.
Is that a man? A homunculus?
No, Grandpa. He's a warrior, a wizard, a gatherer.
Gathering energy. We should make sure. Anyway, welcome to Dawn.
By dawn, do you mean that glowing twig?
That's no twig. It's a newly sprouting tree of life. See if you can channel some of your energy into constructing a building. It'll help our tree, and you as well.
Will do, Gurgi. Gotta say, though, the years have not been kind to you since the Black Cauldron. Oh, 80s swords and sorcery. Such a unique era. Anyway, here's our build menu, and as you can tell, even just at a glance here, this is basically how we unlock all of our new moves. Though, for the moment, I think we can only afford this oddly circular Courage Square. Yeah, they've very deliberately placed everything else just outside of our budget. Which is a shame. A heal would be very nice. But fair enough, we'll go for Courage Square. That'll net us a leftward variant of Powerful Strike.
The Tree of Life is a source of infinite energy. Even its fallen leaves emit light, illuminating our homes and sanctuaries.
Neat. And let's get this new attack slotted, which is as simple as dragging and dropping. Though I will go ahead and do some quick rearranging here just to make this slightly more visually readable. Obviously, we have an inherently finite number of slots to play with here, but not really an issue just yet. Though you can definitely see how it will be very soon.
Well, this is all well and good. Trees, magic. But how do I get back home? Back to my world?
Go to the Scarlet Groves. There you'll find the sapphire shards of the altars of the ancients. Their energy will suffice to carry you home. But remember this, your true home is here.
Oh, well, that's certainly not an unsettling thought. Thank you, glowy-eyed homunculi. See ya, Bloober. Huh. The trait parameter is added to a d20 die roll when taking action in story battles and events. In addition, each trait has a modifier for battles in the magical world. Dexterity for swords, magic for spells, strength for health. This is new. Enhancing traits. To increase one trait point, you need to gain 3 experience points. Each action performed during a story battle or event, regardless of success or failure, will give the hero 1 experience point for the skill that was checked. Ooh, I do like that. I'm sure I've said it before, but I am always a fan of any system that allows growth through failure. That's always actually been a bit of a pet peeve for me, as both a dungeon master and as a player. Since, in real life, of course, people learn from their mistakes all the time, or at least they should. You know, if you don't, then I guess you're doomed to repeat it. But that's not reflected in your average system, which rewards you specifically for succeeding at tasks you're theoretically already good at, or were just lucky enough to blunder your way through without failing. You know, that's why of all the systems I've run, one of my favorite inexplicably ended up being Call of Cthulhu. Not necessarily for the Lovecraftian themes and all that, which are also great, but because that is a system built specifically around skill growth through failure. If you fail at a skill check, you get to roll that skill after the session to see if your character learned from the failure, which inherently creates like a loop of characters who are bad at skills learning faster through practical usage than characters who are already good at it and thus have less to learn. It creates kind of a natural bell curve where you learn quickly at first, but less as you gain expertise, which, to me at least, makes a whole lot of sense. And also kind of circumvents the whole artificial nature of the level structure in general for classic D&D type systems. I mean, that's a whole other can of worms. Sorry, kind of got sidetracked off on a tabletop tangent there. This is where I stopped playing the demo when I was doing my test run, so this is all new to me. I don't know what either of these things are, but let's go find out. Ah, giant mosquitoes, okay. Right, and we can increase or decrease the amount of energy we get from this battle by selecting a blessing or curse. -2 damage to enemy. You know what, let's just go for the biggest bonus. So we now face 4 Fosquitos. Let's immediately take one out, carve ourselves a safe space to stand. Oh, shoot, they summon more. Well, that's a problem. Also, they shuffle around. Ow. Okay, so let's push back to the right. But then they'll shuffle again. Oh, goodness. Okay, well, we may have made an ever so slight misstep with this particular fight. I'm sure that's fine. Hey, look at that. And back down to 4. Oh, gosh. Stick and move. Oh, okay. We're not dead. That's something. That's a victory of sorts. All right, come on now. Zoom Piers. Yeah, they've got a spawn move and a shuffle passive. Just keep wailing. Nice. So I guess this encounter really kind of stresses the importance of reading up on what your enemies can actually do. Though honestly, I'm not sure it really would have made all that much difference, based on how things played out. Our big mistake was made before the fight even started, which was going for that optional difficulty modifier, though it did pay off, so, you know, maybe not so much a mistake.
What are you doing here?
I'm watching you to keep our ruler informed of what you're up to.
What ruler? You're just a feathered pest.
Crow King! Crow King!
The king of the Rooksters?
The Rooksters are mighty beings. We're royalty.
Feels like we had a bit of a disconnect in the dialogue there. Cyrus just seemed to come up with the word Rookster out of nowhere. Also, man, he came in hot with that, like, immediate insult. My goodness. Let's see if we can perhaps smooth those ruffled feathers.
Up in the air. You're indeed unmatched.
I see you know what you're talking about. But just you wait. The Rooksters will one day rule the earth as they do the sky. Crow King will be pleased with you. Happy trails, Wayfarer.
Cool, thanks. Good luck with the whole, ruling the earth thing. I feel like that's something I should be mildly concerned about, but also you are adorable, so I guess we're cool. Looks like we're being funneled into a fight. Oh, that must send us back to the village. Okay. And we've got mushrooms. Though, again, much with the Fosquitos, the Zoompiers, we have no real baseline for how strong these guys are, so we'll just go in, I guess, normal? Oh, man, I love that guy on the left. Alright, so column 2 and 3, both under attack. Let's push left. Also, you know, I thought it was just for the tutorial, but I guess every fight starts with like a slow warm-up on action points. That is an interesting decision. Okay, so what are you doing? Ooh, calling up a new servant. Gotcha. Well, let's go ahead and finish off this one then. Sorry, bud. I did love the stash.
Do your duty.
Hey, he's back. That dead one on left is bumming me out. Ah, shoot. Okay, that hurt. Really hope that would keep us safe, but RNG, right? Drop the ad.
Do your duty.
And welcome back. Oh, snap.
Die, you bastard.
Which kicks us back to town. Interesting. Looks like we kept all our energy, too, so... Okay, so I mean, if there's no actual lose condition, that really kind of changes the calculus. Let's go ahead and up our arsenal. I'd say we've got mushroom for improvement. Magic shield. They were doling out some pretty hellacious damage there. Though, no, I think ultimately, I think we need to go for the Dawn Lotus. Having a healing ability, especially one that potentially potent, would be a massive game changer. Yeah, that's definitely a better investment than vampirism, which requires an extra AP for setup.
Before, me knows only one medicine plant, purple lantern mushrooms. Now, me knows two.
Oh, okay. Hello. Inexplicably Cajun. I don't know what to call you. I don't know what you are. A boglin? So yeah, we'll go ahead and slot our new healing power, and we'll take another stab at that mushroom. Though I am curious to see exactly where it'll reinsert us. I don't think we've gained any XP either. Ah, okay, we're back here. So I guess we'll go right. And you know what, if there's no lose condition, we might as well just go full bore. Oh, I love the way this guy looks. It's like a half-melted Jabberwocky. Heal up. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I saw he was moving right. I just didn't realize he'd do a full flip-flop like that. Interesting. I guess. Snicker snack? Oh, shoot. He heals too. Okay. Pop off. And slide. Oh, gosh. Okay, so every time we hit this guy, he gets madder, and the madder he gets, the more damage he does. That is good to know. And you know what, we'll just go normal this time. If I were playing for fun, I would definitely beat my head on the hardest modifier. Since, I mean, as we're seeing, at least in this demo, there's no real penalty for not winning. It's just a matter of continuing to try until you find just the right combo or get lucky with the RNG. Which I do have mixed feelings on. On the one hand, it does encourage, you know, a trial and error approach. Going in, trying new things, seeing what works. As we unlock more abilities, it would also let us more freely try different combos, different strategies, different approaches for each distinct creature. But then, of course, the downside is if there's no fail condition, it really hurts the tension as well as the sense of accomplishment when you do eventually succeed. Monster defeat. 200 energy get. I'm sorry, my melty Jabberwocky. I'm not alone, right? Like, that guy was weirdly cute. Roadstone. You can see your own reflection in the smooth surface of the stone slab. Oh, here we go. Here's our attribute checks. I believe we currently have 0 in all attributes, so it is essentially a straight percentile check. I guess we'll dance if we want to. Nice. The stone under the altar clamor up in a roar of applause, enticing one with prophecies of a great future. Durability doubles health and shield. Neat. The stone flickers like a flame, promising friendship. Oh, can we choose the other options? We're lightening the mood. And more durability, though I don't know if that stacks, but in theory that did give us another experience point.
I'll bury you.
And we meet again, my stocky friend. We'll just go baseline. This guy stomped us pretty handily last time. Ooh, oh, hey. I do not like you as much as the guy with the mustache. Do you have teeth for knees? Yeah, let's get this guy out of here. He's weirding me out. Minor ding. No need to top off just yet. What's in the queue? Oh, interesting. Okay, so this weird guy is a healer, whereas the mustache guys are defenders. Top off. Top off. My goodness, yeah, that healing move is a massive game changer. He's summoning. That gives us a round to wail.
Do your duty.
Gross. Please don't. Push hard right. Yeah, go all the way. Nice. No, mustache. Boy, I did not think you could get creepier, but then you started talking, and, yeah. Hate that. And second time's the charm. Though I will say that, again, that healing move, definitely a huge game changer. Honestly, we could have probably beaten him with the modifier this time. But for now, we move on. We don't have time for this Spore loser. Because apparently we have a city ahead with the promise of wealth or friendship. And you know, if I've got to choose, I'll go friendship. City dump.
Magic? Magic?
Where?
There.
Indeed. That's magic. Wait, what if it's a demon?
What are you talking about? What kind of demon appears out of the light?
So, it's not an evil spirit?
No.
Then who?
I have no idea, but that was amazing.
So why are we standing here? Let's run over there before the suits show up.
Feels like they really could have had better direction on how to deliver those lines. Play dead?
Look, there's some dude lying there.
Aha! That's the guy! A sorcerer! He teleported here.
Hey, magician, can you hear us? Are you from this world?
What magician? What world? Judging by the pile of garbage I landed on, I came right back. But where exactly?
Well, these are the outskirts of Macropolis.
So the hallucinations are over. I just need to find out how I got here.
You want to know how? It was tremendous. A flash of light filled the entire junkyard.
What are you talking about?
You teleported here.
I'm sorry, what? Teleported?
Well, how can I explain? You instantaneously overcame a great distance via magic space.
What's this horse shit?
Look, mister, what's your name?
Cyrus. Not sure why I'm keeping my eyes closed, though. That is certainly a choice.
Cyrus.
So, Mr. Cyrus, I realize that you're hiding your magical abilities. You don't want Impulse to send its headhunters after you, but here, you have nothing to fear. We are wizards, too. Here, take a look at what I can do. Maybe next time? A flame was supposed to come out, but something went wrong. So, tell us what it's like out there. You traveled beyond the boundary, didn't you?
I feel like I'm on so many drugs right now. But to answer your question, yeah, it's actually pretty nice out there. It's much nicer than this dump. I won't even deign to look upon this place.
It's the most amazing thing I've seen in my entire life. Islands floating across the sky, like crimson clouds.
You're so lucky. No one else has ever had even a peek beyond the boundary. And you?
And you were actually there?
I don't even know what to say.
Are there any sentient beings there? Like elves or goblins? There must be a whole mess of spirits out there. Did you see any supreme wizards?
No, I didn't see anything like that. Everything is much quieter there.
Is something wrong with your eyesight? Is this from teleporting? That's okay. For us, it's no problem. Although, what am I saying? Of all people, you'd know that everything's possible with magic. By the way, we don't just sit around doing nothing. I've intercepted countless evil spirits. I can sense the spots where darkness builds up. Once, I even had to break an ATM to keep a dark spirit from coming through.
Why are we just sitting here yammering? Let's join the others and show them a real magician.
Yep. We should take off before the Impulse Hounds track us down.
I bet Great Teleporter is ready for some tea. Or maybe something stronger?
Sure, why not? I could really use a drink about now. And you know what? Apparently his eyes are closed intentionally because our buddy Freddy over there outright asked about it.
I won't say no to tea.
Excellent! It's not far. It's that shack over there. Today we're convening at my uncle's.
Freddy, how about our custom?
Oh, Yes, how could I forget? I gotta run by a store. Can't show up empty-handed, especially with such an eminent guest.
Okay. Is something... Do I feel like things maybe went a little off the rails as soon as we teleported into that city dump. Which, yeah, I guess that tracks. I've never teleported into a city dump and had it not get weird real quick. Oh, here we go. Here, my strange new friends. Please, it's on me. Take these 50 recoins I apparently have.
If it's a custom, here you go.
Righto. That's how it's done. I'm off to the store. Freddy, teleport it. You guys go ahead.
Just don't be long.
You got it. I'll snap up a few items and be right over.
Let's go. We can't stay here. Bear in mind, if Impulse catches up with you, we're in trouble.
What do you have against Impulse? They're the leading corporate innovator. It has brought together topmost scientific minds of our generation to create things that help humanity.
I'd be a genius too if I had access to magic templates. Those bastards appropriate and stockpile everything. That is even a modicum of magic. They gather it all up, scrutinize it, and then use it in their mass-produced inventions. And cars? Total nonsense. We will all be able to teleport just like you. None of us would have a need to invent any of that junk. And they know this perfectly well. If general public ever finds out about magic, their business empire will collapse. No more work, no revenue, nothing. They'll all be dumpster diving in no time. Then we'll see who.
Yes, those are certainly words. I got the general gist of it, thanks. I do, however, think they definitely need to take a second pass on some of these, not just the line deliveries, but the script as well, because it's definitely scattershotting.
And what is it you folks do? What's this organization?
Oh, we're far from an organization, just a group of more or less gifted people. What unites us is our conviction that all, and I mean all, people should have access to magic. And not just the smartasses from you-know-where. Here we go. This is our HQ. Watch your step. A quick word of warning, teleporter. Before we get inside, your arrival may elicit mixed emotions. After all, you're the first one to have gone beyond the boundary. So, never mind any mutterings.
Shut up, you swine! I've known about magic since before you were pissing your diapers. My grandma was angry with a brownie for stealing her knitting needles.
Oh yeah? So why did you, shithead, when talking to the miners last year, not tell them that Alice was not to blame?
Was I supposed to tell them that evil spirits had pulled down the wall? Yeah, that was sorcery, all right. But they wouldn't have believed me. They would have thought that I was in cahoots with that girl. I told her right away to not prowl around here, but she just went, "There are plants there."
Ladies and gentlemen, young and old.
Well, look at what the cat dragged in.
Devils and cats, let me introduce to you the best of the best.
Shut your beak, peacock.
And the strongest.
We know you.
A true sorcerer who's journeyed beyond the boundary. Please help me welcome Teleporter.
What? A newbie?
Not a newbie, but a wizard. Just back from the magic realm.
You?
Were you seriously over there?
There where?
Well, you know, in the magic world. Beyond the boundary.
Punctuation's really just a suggestion anyway.
Yes.
As soon as they hear the coveted answer, people go nuts. Questions and shouts come pouring down from all sides. It's obvious enough. What these savages want to know about, the challenge is to make out a single complete question in all this ruckus, so as to give coherent answers for this community. Just meeting a person who has accessed the magic world amounts to a miracle.
Hi, third-person narrator. Welcome to the party. Hey, there's someone at the door. I think it's the narrator.
Didn't I hear knocking?
No, dude. That's just thunder.
Why are you so... Okay, dude. Well, the thunder's knocking at your door. Could someone let it in?
I definitely heard someone knocking at the door.
I'll run and open up.
And cliffhanger. You know what? Fair enough. I'm not sure my brain could have taken much more of that. I mean, okay. To be 1,000,000% fair, this is an unfinished early demo. The game is slated for launch in November, though, so I'm not sure how much of this they're going to get a chance to really clean up. But I hope they do, because I do like a lot of what I'm seeing. The combat system is interesting. The art style is fantastic. The overall concept is intriguing, but it does really kind of start falling apart when you get into those denser chunks of dialogue. It started okay with the encounter with Justice, who honestly just kind of seems to have fallen by the wayside after that intro. But like, the city sequence and onward definitely sort of went off the rails. Not just because of like the minor visual glitch with his eyes getting stuck. You know, that happens. My bigger concern is more the very M. Night Shyamalanian style of shotgun banter. It really makes it hard to kind of follow what's going on, especially with, unfortunately, the what feels like a lot of lines that were recorded in isolation without context or direction. I like the characters. They're interesting. They just really need to be presented more evenly and coherently, I guess. But, you know, I don't want to sound too harsh. Overall, I had a lot of fun. Though I will say I do kind of wish I'd played through the whole demo before I hit that record button, because, man, that the beginning was so strong. Once we got into that second half, it was a lot to keep up with. I was not prepared for that curveball. Also, though, to, again, be fair, I do think that they were really kind of jumping us around in the story timeline there, because there were conversation segments where, like, our character was clearly just acting like he knew things that we had no real way of knowing if we were just coming out of the tutorial. Because, like, the first segment, the more coherent first half, definitely had the feel of the introductory tutorial. But, you know, we'll see how it all strings together in the final launch. I don't know, this is a weird one, because, like, there's a lot I do like about it. I really love that 80s swords and sorcery feel. I really appreciate the sheer amount of effort that went into the overall presentation and style and atmosphere. But that'll only get you so far if the story itself is largely incoherent. So they really do need to at least take a second pass on that narrative, try to clean things up a bit, make it easier for the player to digest, because the more inherently alien your setting is, the harder it is for the average player or viewer to wrap their head around it. And if you don't do a good job of explaining what is going on, then they're not going to be invested in whatever story you're trying to tell. Which I think would be a shame, because, like, I am very intrigued by a lot of what I see here, and I picked up enough pieces of it to sort of get an idea of what the story is and where it's going. I'm just not sure if I could deal with this level of discordant narrative jank for an entire campaign. Also, combat system's pretty fun. You know, I actually kind of dig it. Though, again, having no fail state does, you know, take a lot of the bite out of it. Anyway, I'm starting to spiral, so we'll leave it at that. This was VED by Karaclan and Fulqrum Publishing. A lot to like, a lot to be a little concerned about. especially with a release date in November of this year. But I am very curious to see how it turns out. You know, who knows how old this particular demo build is. And hey, if this at all intrigued you, the demo is still available post Steam Next Fest. So I encourage you to go check it out for yourself. Kick the tires, formulate your own opinions. I'll leave some links in the description. And of course, as always, I'm curious to hear what you guys think as well. Let me know what you think of the demo, the video, or perhaps if you'd like to see me revisit this game post-launch, when they've hopefully smoothed down some of those rough edges. There's a lot here I want to like. I mean, I love the designs, I love the concepts. They just have to even it out. That said, this has been RetconRaider. This was VED by Karaclan and Fulqrum Publishing. I'll see you next time.